I've got a new stamp set designed around holiday greetings that I'm excited to share today with you. Hey everyone, it's Cathy Zielske. Welcome back to my channel and my studio. I love to create an all-purpose sentiment set for the holidays because you can use it on tags, cards, cards. You get the gist. And today's card features one of my favorite things: make a messy background, spatter on some snow, and top it with trees and greetings. I'm using new stamps and some old dye products, and I'm so excited to share these. So let's get into the cards. They are coming up next. Here's a look at the products I'm going to be using for today's cards. And this is a new stamp set I designed for the holidays called Holiday Typewriter. And it just has wonderful holiday greetings using a simple typewriter font. There are coordinating dies available so you can cut out the larger of the greetings. Now, what I want to do is use two of my favorite dies from past holiday seasons, the pointed evergreens and the Christmas trees. These are both beautiful all-purpose holiday dies. This, of course, and this can be used for things other than Christmas, depending on the theme of your card. I also have some inks. I'm going to do the smoosh technique and create some panels. So let's get started with the inky goodness. Today, I'm just going to use some Neenah Classic Crest in Solar White, the 110-pound paper. Watercolor paper would be great for this as well. You just want something a little sturdier so that it can take the moisture that we're going to be adding. So I am just going to do the classic smoosh technique. And I'm actually only going to do a few at a time because I want to get a blend of cool colors. Now, cool meaning these are analogous colors, which just means they follow one another on the color wheel. And I'm just going to make some fun like that, right? Just create some color. Ooh, that's very pretty. Okay. And that looks pretty good. I might put a little more Tide Pool down. That. Spritz. And pick some up just for a little more. The idea is to have it be random looking, right? We're just having some fun. And then between colors, I am going to dry. Oh, that's a bad sound. And I am going to wipe up the last color that I used. So let me grab my little heated tool and just apply a little heat. And also you can dab some off the edges if it starts to pool. And I'll just put a little heat on the first layer. You can do this with any inks you have, whether you have Simon Says Stamp inks, Gina K, Distress inks, any kind of ink pad will work for this. Distress Oxides, it's just a very easy technique. And now we're going to move into the purples. So I've got the amethyst. Like that. And honestly, I don't even think you need as much ink as I'm using, but sometimes I just go a little hog wild. And now we're going to work our way down the panel with these. All right. And I'm going to put it right about here and see how close that comes up. Oh, that is crazy. Look at that. You never know what you're going to get. And that is one of the things I love about this technique, is that it just looks different every time. That is crazy and bold. All right. Oh, I like that. See how it's just funky. It is just funky. So we'll clean this up. I'll apply some more heat just to facilitate the cardstock to dry. And then I'm going to repeat for another panel, and it's probably going to look, well, it could look totally different. We will see. But we're going to have two panels to work with today for two different cards. You can see how the color changes as the liquid dries and absorbs. And that is gorgeous. All right, I'm going to do a second panel And then we are going to add a little snow. So look at this. This is the one I just did, and this is the one I did before. They look different every time. And so if you're ever trying to mass produce, I find it hard to reproduce results, but these are great panels. I think what I'm going to do is take a little water out here and just put a few spatters here to add a little more, because this is reactive with the water. And I think that looks great. Just that, go like that. And now here's what I'm going to do. These are pretty warped because this is not watercolor paper. The best way I know to flatten something is just stick it in a book and go work on something else for a while. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stick these into the little book and put them under one of my die cut machines. And I think I'm going to work on the greetings next. But then after these are flattened, I am going to put some snow at least on one of them. So it's a process, but this is the first part. I'm going to use a little spray glue to glue all these together. I like to do this away from my camera. I'll put a mask on too while I'm using this product because I don't want to breathe it in. So let me add adhesive and stack these together so I have one element done for one of my cards. This is always a little tricky, but I'll usually start like at one point and then just do my best to lay it down. I have gotten better at this over the years. So if you're new to stacking die cuts for dimension, trust me, you'll get better too. And remember, if you mess it up, it's only paper. Just takes a bit of practice. Now, spray glue doesn't have a lot of wiggle room, but it has enough. You can just kind of go around it. Well, it doesn't have much, I'm not going to lie. But this gives you a dimensional tree for your project. Looks good right there. Sometimes I will just use my tweezers to squeeze little areas together. And I will let that adhere. I'm going to check on how my pieces are doing. There's one. And then here is the other. Now I think I'm going to do my tree with this one, and they're still kind of warped, but that's okay. I am going to figure out before I cut this panel what size this is going to be, because I'm going to cut it down just a little bit like this. And by running it through my die cut machine, this is going to give it a little more flattening. So I will go ahead and get my plates. I'm going to slide this under, get this out of the way for now. Come here. I am going to use just a little bit of tape here. There's a magnetic mat in my new Anna Griffin plates, but I still don't want things to shift. Sometimes I'm cutting into the plastic, and sometimes, or the, this plate, and sometimes I'm cutting into the magnetic plate. I am using the Shim these days. I'm curious, for those of you who use this machine, what is your preferred sandwich? But the cuts certainly have been beautiful. So I'm going to flip this blade side up and run it through. And then every time I pull it out here, let me show you this. I will take my plate, I will flip it so that I know the next time I'm going to cut into that and flip it. Same thing here. Now that flattened it out pretty nicely, not perfectly. I got a little black on there. Well, that's interesting. I didn't want that. And then this, once I take this off, I also do the same. Oh, I've got tape on there. Come on now. I don't want things that I don't want. Let's get that off of there before it's a permanent fixture. Then I'll do this as well. I'll flip this guy and I will flip the other plate, and then I just stack it like this and I put it right back under the Lazy Susan that I'm using right now. So, all right, but I need to cut some other things. So this panel looks good. Now I'm going to grab my Simon Says Stamp trees, and I think this time I will cut right into the mat. So I'm still learning this machine. I'm testing it out. I've only had it in the studio here for a couple of weeks, but I'm going to cut some of these trees. And here's what I'm not sure yet. I don't know which colors I want here, but I do know that I like the idea of, know, just kind of having some of these colors. I think I probably need a little more green here, right? This is what's fun about something like this, is you can have any kind of color palette in your trees that you want. You just kind of take the crop that you like. And I think that'll be nice. I'm not sure how I'm going to arrange these yet, but I'm going to go ahead and cut these out as well and run that through the machine. And now I have my colorful trees. I have plenty of room to do more, right? So I'm not gonna get rid of this sheet because this could be used for other cards, right? But what I am going to do is I'm going to take these dies and I'm going to cut out one more layer of cardstock here just so that I can glue them to the back of each of the shapes so that those have a bit more dimension. So I'll go ahead and do that real quick off camera, and then we will do some snow and some greetings. All right, I'll go ahead and cut those out. I already went and put some foam tape on the back, then I don't have to worry about it when it dries. And I'm going to bring in my little pieces here, and I'm going to be using the Amsterdam acrylic ink. This is a fluid acrylic ink in titanium white. This is my favorite. I've tried a couple different types, but I always come back to this because I feel like I have the best results. But let me get my block. You need some kind of a block and a brush. Now I use a number 4 fan brush. Cannot recommend this brush highly enough. It's really inexpensive and it's great for the spatter / splatter process. But let me I like to grab a towel and cover up my recording equipment because this stuff tends to go. I'm getting better at keeping it localized, but it still spatters everywhere and I try to keep my computer covered. What I'm going to do is shake it really well. My voice is vibrating. Okay, open it. Oh, it gets a little sticky when I haven't used it. I love the holiday season because it means it's time to bring this product back, and it's just my favorite. I love it. Now I'm going to take a little bit of water just to get my brush wet. Not super wet, but I'll just get a little damp here. I will come in here, pick up some of this. I probably put way too much out. I always test over here, and then we start tapping on snow. Now, it's going to be a little harder to nail the landing on these little trees, but I think it will be cute just to have a little. And look at that. I used way too much here. I didn't need this much. I always tap off though, and now, again, working my way around like that. You can also tap on your finger. It throws a little up, but I think that looks good. It's pretty. All right, that is my snowy sky. Sometimes I'll switch to the left. I'm ambidextrous when it comes to the spatter. Okay, I'm gonna wipe up any that's sticking around which shouldn't be. Let me go clean this up, and as soon as these are dry, we'll move on. I'm gonna put this die here, and I actually pulled out, I have a sentiment strip set, my Simon Says stamp, but also sometimes I just grab my Gina K sentiment strip set. I keep a couple different on a magnetic sheet here because 9 out of 10 times I can find one that's gonna perfectly cut my greeting like that. That's going to be perfectly framed out. I think my magnet will hold these into place, so I am going to go ahead and run this through. All right, let's see. I think they did well. And now I have that little friend cut out and this little one as well. And I think I'll go ahead and cut a couple more layers for each one of these just to shore them up a tiny bit. So I'll go ahead and then glue those to the backs off camera. In the interest of time, I went ahead and made 2 note cards. These are both going to be US A2, so the finished size is 4 1/4 wide by 5 1/2 tall, and they are top folding. taking the backers off of the foam tape. And the foam tape is just going to help to make this panel stay a little flatter. Just get that right onto that note card. Isn't that pretty? Now I need to place this, so I will flip it over. Let's come over here, then I don't have to worry about it. I'll just work my way around. I don't have to put glue on every single part, but as long as I get enough on here to hold everything securely, I should be okay. All right, put that back in the cradle. And then I'm going to get my tweezers just so I can have a clear, well, maybe I don't even need them. Well, maybe I do. Let's do it. Tweezers are the best way to just give yourself a visual clearance. And we just drop it right smack dab in the center. Pretty easy to get straight. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? And then I'm going to press. So everywhere where there's glue, it will make contact. And as long as I let that sit and adhere for a second, that will be good. So we'll slide you off to the side. And now what I want to do is bring this in. Now this is very simple. This is much more of a, well, I guess a minimal card. And all I'm going to do is just place a few trees. This is actually really similar to a card that my friend Christina Warner did. And if I can find that video, I'm gonna link it in the description, because it's just fun to have just some trees, you know, like just, but I could go, you know what I could do? Again, sometimes it takes me a minute to get the arrangement. Let me see if I can figure this out. I want it to be just like this. Very, very simple, kind of all gathered. Now, if I had some silver something to spatter on here, I might, but you know what? I'm going for it as is. I really like this. All right. Oh, that's not the right one. Come here now. Come here. It's this side. Okay. These are regular depth foam squares from Simon Says Stamp. They come in a thin and a thick. Now here, however, I will use a little liquid glue. Again, just a bead on each little friend to give this a tiny bit of wiggle room. And then I'm going to bring in my ruler just to make sure that this is straight, because if this is straight, that's really all that matters. Oh, but I think that's good. I think I could be up a little more like that. I'm pushing it because I think the trees need to go up a tiny bit more. Now, even though this has a descender in it, which is the little G, that's the part that dips down and it's going to kind of throw off your eye a little. I think this is straight. It looks good to me. Okay, press. Now, let's get you guys up a little more, like that and that. I think that's a sweet arrangement. So we'll work our way across and add the trees. Come back over to this, and now all we have to do is, this one looks like a galaxy. All I want to do is place, I mean, I guess I could do it in the center, but I am such a sucker for offset. That's what we're doing. Yep. I'm not gonna pop it up. Just wherever the glue hits, it will hit, and as long as I leave it there long enough, it will adhere nicely. Put this right here. Oh yeah. Yep. Oh, see, that's where I got to just put it and then press and hope that I'm getting it straight. I think I am. That looks pretty straight. Yeah. Okay, just hold it so those glue areas can make contact with the tree below. Ooh. Now here's the thing. I could add some sparkle. I do have, I mean, they don't need it, but check this out. I love this, calls for confetti prism. And you know, if you've gone this far, you know what they say. I'm going to pop some on and just see. The reason I love these, and I did these on a recent card, which I'll link up below. It was a card that had trees on it as well. These are just like, they pick up the color of whatever is going on underneath. Well, they pick up blues and purples, and this might look cute. Actually, let's get a, no, I like that. I don't think I want really big ones. I think I want smaller ones, right? Like maybe one here. Oh, that's not cupward. Cupward. Let's get you guys off for now. Maybe, I think I need a few more on here, but maybe one here. Maybe 5 total is all I need. Let's get you here. And maybe a small one. I got to dump some more out here at the bottom. I mean, I could do something like that. It's very, I want these to be a little more connected though to the piece. That's really cute. I don't want to do any on here though. You know, sometimes it's okay to just know when to say when. This bigger one is going to go in here because that fills that space nicely. This little guy is going to go here. I have too much sticky stuff on here. Maybe I'll go with 7. 1 here. 6. I don't know, that's a little weird. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Let me find one more of that size. Maybe I'll go like that. Okay, you're there. And then you are here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's what we're doing. I know it's a little wild, but I like it. I like the shine. I like the trees. I like the sentiment. So here's what you do. You can do this with this guy too. Just pick it up. Little dab will do ya. And boop. Look, I can even do it with my left hand. Boop. Nice. Boop. Big Daddy in the middle. Boop. Coming over here. Oop, fell off. Boop. Here. Boop. And one down here. Boop. Okay. And those are my finished card projects. I love how these turned out. I am a sucker for this sort of wintry snow scene that involves purple. Look at how fun that is. And the simple piece on earth looks great. What a nice card. I don't even have the energy to stamp Merry Christmas on the inside. I know I should, but just trust that I'm going to do it off camera. And look at that. All is calm, all is bright. What a simple design, right? So simple. Love a basic tree die, but I also think this is a really nice greeting set. In fact, you know what? I could stamp it in purple. I've gone this far. Let's just do it, and then it's done. One of the things that I love about the Misty tool is that you can stamp after your card's done, and it's easy peasy and breezy. Now let me open this up. I taped my cards closed while I'm working on them. Okay, here we'll just pop it right in and stick it down to the grip mat, right? Then I just lift it up like that, okay? I'll take my greeting, okay, take it off. I'm just gonna put it right in the center. And you know, you could do to Merry Christmas, from me to you, from our family to yours. I think I'll just do from our family to yours. I like to include both of those greetings because, you know, some people have multiple peoples at home and some people don't. So we're just gonna make a nice greeting. Does not need to be spaced perfectly. Picking that up, and here's the beauty. This can hang out. It is not going to hurt your card. Unless you have like so many layers on top of your card that it's ridiculously crazy, but most people, even, I mean, I've got a panel popped up. It should be just fine. And I'm going to take Orchid, which is one of the purples that's part of this trio. Just thought it would be cute to have, you know, oh, I'm stamping it a little aggressively. Just something really simple in purple. Transfer. Give that a better press there. And look at how cute that is. Oh! So, lift it up. Merry Christmas from our family to yours with the matching purple. And while I'm at it, I'm going to take this little friend, again, untape, pop it in, and we're going to do the same thing here. Ink it up, bring it down, and transfer. Oh, that is so cute. Look at that. Merry Christmas from our family to yours. Oh, just so fun. Okay, I'm going to go get cleaned up, but those are now the finished card projects. You can find links to all of the products I used in today's video in the YouTube description box. If you're not a subscriber to my channel, I'd love to have you, so hit that subscribe button and be sure to hit the notification bell so that you don't miss the next time I post. Thanks so much for watching and have a great day. To see more holiday card project ideas, check out the 2 thumbnails I have linked for you below, and I'll see you in those videos.